What's going on YouTube? This is your boy Tatted Collector. Now recently I've had a friend of mine request an N64, so I had to go find one. Well, I did. And before I sell it to her, I've got to make sure that it's nice and clean and everything is in working order. So let's get to work. You ready? Let's go! Okay YouTube, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and remove the board from the shell. That way we can give this shell a nice good bath and get it all cleaned up, get all this dirt, all the grime off of it. And in order to do that, what you're going to need is a 4.5mm security bit to get the bottom 6 screws off. And then we're going to need a Phillips screwdriver in order to remove the board from the bottom of the shell. So we're going to go ahead and remove those screws now, and let's get started. Okay folks, so we've got all 6 screws removed, and we'll just set those aside. Alright, now we can remove the top shell, and we're going to go ahead and release the reset button and the power switch. That way we can get inside these cracks. This power switch is a little stuck, but it's all grimy on the inside anyway, so we're going to go ahead and remove those. Now the power switch simply pops out very simply by squeezing the 2 tabs there on the inside. And there it goes. And there's the power button. And the same thing over here with the reset button. Just squeeze those 2 tabs and the reset button comes right out like so. And this is where we're going to go ahead and clean the inside of these with some isopropyl alcohol and some Q-tips. As you can see, the inside of this N64 has seen better days. Definitely seen better days. There's all kinds of cobwebs and dirt and all kinds of stuff in there, but that's all right. We're gonna get this cleaned up. All right, so take a Q-tip and some alcohol. Set that over to the side, and we're going to start cleaning that power side. Yeah, you can definitely tell there's some dirt on that. So this should definitely help with that power button that was getting stuck. I mean, it wasn't getting completely stuck, but it wasn't functioning properly the way it should. And this is how you unstick a reset button as well. So if you ever come across a Nintendo 64, and it's very common for that reset button to be stuck, just all you need is a 4.5mm security bit, pop the 6 screws off on the bottom, then you're able to take the top off and pop that reset button right out. Alright, let's get the reset side cleaned. And what's causing that reset button to stick is usually just dirt and grime. Or a kid might have, hopefully not, but might have spilled some soda or something in there. You also want to clean the buttons themselves on the sides. This will make that reset button, that power button, function just as good as new. I'll try to make this video not super long, because if you are a game hunter or collector, I'm sure somewhere along the line you have cleaned a console before, but there may be some out there that have never seen this done, and this video is going to be geared towards those people, or people that just like to watch a restoration. Alright, we're still going to need to clean this. It's still got a little bit of gunk right there on the side. I've gotten most of the dirt off, but we're going to give this entire shell a bath. Alright, now we need to get this board off, and in order to do that, there's going to be a series of screws that need to be removed, and a couple of these pieces are going to come off. Alright, so let's get to it. Okay, so we got the board removed. Now, the screws that are going to need to come out of this board, you're going to have one here, one inside the hole, one back here, one here, one here. You're going to have two holding this clamp down right here. So you're going to have those two, you're going to have these two, and you're going to have this screw right here on the side. So all the screws on the outside, and then the last two are going to be these tiny screws that are right here. You're going to need a smaller screwdriver. If you're using a bigger Phillips head like that, that's going to be too big. You're going to need a smaller flathead or a smaller Phillips head. They are Phillips head screws, but this small flathead works just fine. And those are going to be these long skinny screws. Once those are removed, the entire board comes out. Two more pieces that we're going to need to remove before we dump this in the bath. Actually, three pieces. We're going to want to take this light piece out where the LED sits, and these two tabs here, and these just pop right out. Most of the time they pop right out. If I can get them out. Let's see. Yep, there it goes. And there's that one, and we're good to go. We can take this flap off, and yeah, so we're going to throw this top piece and this bottom piece over here in this bath that I've got prepared, and let's go ahead and start cleaning. Okay folks, so we're just going to go ahead and take these pieces and soak them in this soap solution. Actually, this small piece that came off the bottom, we can go ahead and give it a good scrub. And this is where the price of the consoles comes in. I do not sell these consoles for very much. I've got really good prices on these consoles, especially to any of my subscribers and my friends. You're not going to be able to find a cheaper price unless you find one at a yard sale or garage sale. But when you find one at a yard sale or garage sale, like this one I found, you'll see in Sunday's video, it was not at a yard sale or garage sale, but these people were definitely not going to take the time to prepare this console and clean it the way I am. And this is where the money comes in. I'm going ahead and taking all the time to prepare this console to look as good as possible and perform as good as possible. So let's keep going. Alright, now we're going to dunk this entire piece. Go ahead and dunk that, and we'll start scrubbing down. Just like we're washing dishes. Now, on the bottom of this console, these 2 feet come off. So we can go ahead and take these off. And the other one is on the table behind me. Let me grab it real quick. Alright. We'll go ahead and soak it. And basically we're just, like I said, washing dishes here. Alright, but I'm going to go ahead and fast forward through all this so you're not sitting here bored out of your mind. Alright, let's go. Okay, so I just finished washing the bottom piece. We're going to let it dry, and we'll go ahead and start on top. All right, let's go. Alright, so we got the top clean, and while it is sitting over here drying with the bottom piece, we're going to go ahead and start cleaning on that board. Alright, let's go. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and clean the top of this and get this as good as possible as we can, cleaned up and in good working order. I don't want to take the entire top off here, simply because it doesn't look too bad. I mean, there is some dirt and grime in here, but overall it looks pretty good. It's not completely rusted out. I have seen worse. I've seen Ring being a hell of a board. But what we'll go ahead and do is take the bottom plate off. Just because it's going to flap around, it's going to probably come off anyway. And then I've got a small toothbrush here, just a little travel size toothbrush, and we're just going to go in these little crevices, try to get as much dirt and grime out of these little crevices as possible. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I knocked off as much dirt as possible and dust and buildup. And what I've got here is a magic eraser. Now where we're going to use this are going to be on this plastic molding around the controller ports. These controller ports are really dirty and grimy, and this magic eraser should clean that right up. Alright, now I'm going to take some alcohol on the toothbrush, and I'm going to try to scrub even more into some of these areas where it still looks a little dirty, and then we're going to hit it up with the magic eraser again. Okay, there we have it on that. And I'm going to do one more little trick for you. And I'll need some more material. And then we'll get all this put back together, test it out, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Okay, so the next little cleaning tip is to take you a paper towel and get some alcohol on it. Fold it over, and then we're going to take a debit card or a driver's license, some type of hard plastic card, and we're going to wrap it like that. What we're going to do is we're going to get on the inside of this port right here to get any kind of dirt or grime in there, and it's kind of acting like a cleaning kit. Alright, so there was some dirt and grime in there. Now we're going to get this area cleaned up, and then we're going to put everything back together. We're going to plug it up, test it, see if we can't get this thing fired up, rock and roll. Alright, let's go. Okay folks, so we've got our shell completely dried and washed and cleaned. It looks 10 times better than when it did before we started. Alright, so let's get everything put back together and we'll get this tested and then we'll get this sold. Alright, let's go. Alright, she is all put back together. Let's go test her. Alright, we got the N64 hooked up. Now, when I bought it, it did not have a jumper pack or an expansion pack. I do have an extra expansion pack here. A jumper pack or expansion pack is needed in order for this unit to function properly. So we're going to go ahead and pop that on in. And I got a copy of Harvest Moon 64 here. We're going to go ahead and pop that in, power it on. Ta-da! It says no controller. I don't know if you could see that. Let's see. Alright, so let's plug the controller in. And there she is. Turn this volume volume down. Beautiful. If I can get that zoomed in. Alright, she is working now. I do have a jumper pack ordered, so as soon as that comes in, I'll be able to bundle it with the controller, the AV cables, power cord, and get this unit sold. Alright folks, I hope you have enjoyed the content. If you have, please leave a thumbs up. If you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. While you're at it, hit the little bell icon next to it. When you do, you're going to receive notifications every single time I upload new content. Alright folks, I hope y'all are having a great week. I know I am. I'm Tatted Collector, and have a good one.